everyone. I'm delighted to welcome you in this virtual edition of Democracy for All. I'm sorry we've been a little bit late because we had some technical issues, but this is something which always happens. So I thank you for being patient and staying with us. So, which was born in Barcelona 1 year ago, and we had it in an amazing environment, was inspired by this city and these amazing people who live here, not just in Barcelona, but the entire Catalonia. Today, unfortunately, due to pandemic restrictions, we are bounded together online. And although we are all missing the real life events, networking, and experiencing the environment around us, we are presenting we are very lucky actually because this is the unique opportunity to be together regardless of where we are. One of the things I truly love about Democracy for All is the diversity of people, opinion, cultures, and backgrounds. Our speakers are coming from all over the world. This time we covered Europe, Africa, Middle East, both South and North America, Russia, and Asia. And this is an amazing opportunity for all of us to learn from one another, from leading experts, exchange our experiences and opinions on the state of the blockchain technology and its impact on our lives. Blockchain is a fascinating, in a way, a game-changing technology, which is already impacting financial markets, capital markets, operations and supply chains of most of the industries, approaches to data privacy, personal identity, elections, media, education, and healthcare. Some people may not even realize that, but pretty much every aspect of our private and public life will be on blockchain eventually and very soon. And so today we are opening our first Democracy Day of this conference to discuss topics related to digital identity, digital rights, electronic voting, and cybersecurity. And I wish everyone a very insightful journey. Yes, and few words on the logistics. So guys, you have a chat to network during the entire day of the conference today, and of course tomorrow when we will be joining again for the Digital Economy Day, right? So, but this chat is not visible to our amazing speakers. So please, 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 if you want to submit a question during some panel, use the Q&A button down there, down your screen, right? And then submit the question. Our moderators and our speakers will try to answer all of them, but we will see how it goes, right? Some of our speakers will definitely be joining the conversation on the chat, so maybe they will actually answer your questions directly to you in the chat. Then, as was explained in the emails from us, which you received already, today you have a link to the entire conference of the day one, which is Democracy Day. And today in the evening when the session is over, you're going to receive another link for tomorrow. So please make sure you connect with the proper link. And now, before we start, I want to present you to amazing people without whom and without institutions, we won't be here actually. So the first one is Monica Rojas, a Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce of Barcelona. And immediately after her, we're going to have Jordi Puigneró, who is the Minister of Digital Policies and Public Administration of Catalonia. And it is my big pleasure to present them to you.
Thank you very much, Vasilisa. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the Catalan Blockchain Center team, but Vasilisa in particular, for organizing the current edition of the Democracy for All, which once again will take place here in Barcelona. And we're very, very pleased by this. I would like to thank the effort of more than 50 speakers who will join us between today and tomorrow, and the attendees, of course, whom we hope will enjoy the conference and its different sessions. Last year, the first edition of the Democracy for All, we were able to meet each other face-to-face. This year, unfortunately, we have been forced to hold this event online due to the pandemic. However, we're digital people, so I'm sure we'll make it work. We need congresses like this one that we're opening today, because we need to be pedagogical, we need to be didactic about technology, and in particular blockchain. I see blockchain as an iceberg in a way. What we see by naked eye above the surface is only a small part of the whole. And everything that lies beneath the surface is huge and often unknown to us. For instance, cryptocurrency might be an example of this, just as an example of what we see above the surface. Everybody speaks about cryptocurrency and we associate it with blockchain. It's true, of course, but blockchain can bring us so much more than that, so much more. And we'll know a lot of the things in these 2 days. Actually, there are people who believe that can be a pillar of the digitalization of societies and a tool for perfecting governance. In any case, I'll leave that to the conference panelists who, after all, are the experts in the field and will tell you all about it. In addition, though, to disseminating all this knowledge, as a Chamber of Commerce, we must also support companies in the technology sector and help them grow. And this is why, putting all this together, we have created the Blockchain Center of Catalonia. The Blockchain Center of Catalonia was released barely a couple of weeks ago, in fact. Therefore, it's very young, but is also very ambitious, a very ambitious institution with clear missions, dissemination, obviously, as mentioned before, but also to make Catalonia a reference point for companies and technological talent. I told you earlier that we're very happy that Barcelona is once again hosting this Congress. And the reason is that we believe that we Catalans have a lot to say in this technological revolution. So we don't want only to be part of it, but we're actually aiming at being a leader, a leading partner. For centuries, Catalonia has been the economic engine of Spain. And we are the best investment region in Southern Europe. And with more than 1,500 startups, we are also one of the most innovative regions in Europe. So anyway, overall, we want to send the following message to the world. And with it, I'd like to finish. We have the potential to envision a benchmark technology sector as a source of wealth and employment. And we are a land of opportunities that has entrepreneurship in our DNA. I can assure you that the Barcelona Chamber of Commerce is committed to the digital economy, and we will work to accompany our small businesses and enterprises in this revolutionary process. So thank you very much indeed. Now I leave the floor to all of you and the Minister. Thank you very much.
Morning to everyone. És un plaer poder ser avui participant en aquesta jornada de Democracy for All. It is a pleasure today to be here and to be able to participate in this Congress of Democracy for All, because digitalization is the most powerful tool we have to build an inclusive, equitable and sustainable democracy. Thanks to the internet, 50% of global population has now access to information and digital education means. But it is our shared responsibility to make it affordable to everyone, everywhere. The digital revolution is considered to be the most disruptive of our times. It is making it possible to reduce inequalities at a higher speed than ever before, while generating unprecedented economic opportunities. For instance, regarding 5G, and according to Accenture, the market opportunity will reach $3.3 trillion in only 15 years, a value similar to the GDP of a country like India. Building inclusive digital economies requires the collective action of governments, industry, financiers, and civil society. It is our shared responsibility to make it inclusive, equitable, and sustainable. From Catalonia, our contribution to a more democratic world in the last few years has been central to our digital policies and directed into three objectives. One, making technology affordable. Second, fighting the digital divide. And third, promoting the digital development, prevailing digital rights. First objective, making technology affordable. It has been our main goal to bring connectivity to the whole territory of Catalonia. By building a neutral, open fiberglass network across the country, we have helped in the cause of connecting all the population, covering 85% of the territory today and a perspective of 90% in 2021. Second objective, fighting the digital divide. There are three gaps that are keeping us from being more inclusive, equitable and sustainable. These are the gender gap, the skills gap and the technology gap. About the gender gap, we must say that women only account on 30% of the digital economy in Europe today. This is especially distasteful given that in Europe there is a lack of engineers and digital profiles of the future, and nevertheless the presence of women in ICT is still a minority. As a society, we have an endeavor to change this. We just cannot let behind over half of our society's talent. We need more women on board the digital economy. Catalonia is tackling this issue through a specific plan. We call it Donatic, which means Women in ICT. About the skills gap, digital literacy, which is the combination of digital skills and digital understanding, is yet one of the biggest challenges we face, even in digitally advanced nations. We are promoting different programs to face the lack of ICT experts, working with as early as 5 years old to start developing their digital skills. We shall remember, in 15 years' time, most of the jobs will be new, meaning that they are non-existent right now. We must be socially and economically prepared. And finally, the third gap in the digital divide is the technology gap. Digital advanced technologies like blockchain are registering major developments in recent years. Blockchain will not only provoke the biggest disruptions in sectors like banking, healthcare, retail, or the public administration, but it will substantially strengthen our democracy. Catalonia's blockchain strategy promotes the improvement of digital services offered to citizens and companies and the potential uses of this technology among government, agencies, companies and citizens. And through this, we impact democracy. Just to name and to explain a couple of projects. One regarding identity, a self-sovereignty, decentralized digital identity based on DLTs, where the citizens will be the owners, managers and wards of his and her own identity in interaction with the public and private sectors. Other countries have opted for similar digital identity projects. It is highly adopted in Estonia, but even the European Commission will, under the European Blockchain Services Infrastructure, implement a European self-sovereignty digital identity. These projects, along a decentralized governance, will promote a brand new way of governing our society, and especially the role of citizens. DLTs are to promote citizen empowerment and citizen participation in the whole governance schemes. Of course, this will upgrade and strengthen our democracies. Another project I would like to explain is about voting. If we aim for citizens to participate more and more in public activity, we must provide easy, convenient and transparent tools to do it. Voting is central in democracy, and so digital democracies must opt for digital voting. In Catalonia, e-voting has been arranged already for elections regarding trade unions and chambers of commerce, and proved to be a success. The government soon will deploy a new e-voting platform to be used for any type of elections in Catalonia. And finally, the third objective, the final objective, the last but not least objective, prevailing digital rights. The digital revolution is promoting the emergence of new rights, such as the universal access to internet or the right to digital capacity. The recent debate around ethics in the use of artificial intelligence or algorithmic governance are also issues that need to be addressed. In response, we have promoted a Charter of Digital Rights and Responsibilities in Catalonia to define and position against vulnerabilities of the system and to consider the extent and risks of the vulnerability of human rights in the digital dimension. Beginning with the idea of the freedom of the network and the internet, one must discuss digital rights and define digital responsibilities. Did you know, for example, that more cyber attacks and cybercrime has happened since the pandemic than ever before? Did you know that in turn, digital rights have been violated at an accelerating rate? Did you know that today, in a number of countries, women have not the right to access internet, or that countries ban websites and applications just because they are considered offensive? Well, Catalonia has faced the opposition of the Spanish state, who recently approved a decree known as Decretazo Digital, representing a step backwards in digital rights, the free movement of data, and it's a stopper to market innovation. It implies the banning of using blockchain technology for public digital services. Ban to use blockchain for public services, which means a ban to develop our projects, for example, for self-sovereignty digital identity or for e-voting. It also bears the capacity of the Spanish central government to intervene and block websites, social networks or electronic services, or even cutting off the internet or any other network in a certain territory without any court order. This Decretazo Digital clearly attempts citizens' digital rights. Overall, Catalonia wants to be a referent digital nation in Europe, and no one will stop us from being so. We must now work together to develop a new digital governance that empowers the citizen and promotes the new digital economy. We are convinced that digitalization is the most powerful tool we have for an inclusive, equitable, and sustainable democracy. We know that digital policies are the most powerful way to reach these goals. The future is digital, and so we will continue to build and strengthen our democratic systems through the digitalization of our economy, our productive sectors, and of course, our society, in whom relies the real power of democracy. Thank you very much. Moltes gràcies i que aquestes jornades de Democracy for All siguin un absolut èxit. Les necessitem. Molt bon dia.